Hello. Just give me a sec here. Okay. So it's just 12 o'clock now. I know two of the girls I'm sending this to. So I'm just gonna give it a minute and see if anybody else is joining us live. I think Keely is, but we will see in a second here. So remember today also, we're going to use, we're gonna do a couple things standing up that you need something to hold on to. So countertop is great. You can even put your hands against a wall, but just know so that you're in a space that's conducive to that. Okay, so we will get started and we're going to start seated. So just sit however you feel most comfortable. You did good today. It's so beautiful out. Ugh. And I'm in here. I could like honestly be doing this outside. It's so warm right here. Or however here. Okay, so cross your legs if that feels okay. And let's intentionally take the right ankle forward. So either forward, or if your hips feel happy, you could stack the right ankle on top. Okay, one of the two. And we're going to take our left hand just to the floor beside us, our right hand on our knee, and you can just slide sideways. I know sometimes you'll get like a foot or something that sort of inhibits, but just lean that direction. We're going to turn our chin towards our right shoulder. Just take a couple of deep breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. Bring yourself back to the center. Reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. It's like doing a backstroke. So you're going to pull your arm towards the back and just look over the left leg. So just look off to an angle here. You can touch your hand down. all the way back forward. Depending on stage, you can twist a little bit deeper, but I don't recommend going too far. Okay, so arm up, sit square, and then think of just twisting your body towards your left leg. Bring your hand down to that back corner. Just stay here this time. We can add in the cervical spine, so the upper neck, the back, by turning our chin over the left shoulder. Deep breath in. Good job. And then just come back to the center. So we're going to keep our hands on our knees. I want you to stir your upper body around that pelvic bowl that we talk about every week. We're just trying to rock, find your edges here. So forward to the pubic bone. On the sides, you'll feel your hips. And on the back, your tailbone as reference points. Building some circulation. Try to take one more deep breath. Good job. And then just back to the center. So we'll switch our cross. So that means either the left ankle forward, or you could do left stack if that feels okay. Sit nice and tall, good posture. And then we're going to take the right hand down and we're just leaning. So let it slide beside you to wherever you feel comfortable here. Left hand coming to the knee. You're sort of leaning back into the right side of your shoulder or your back, and then turn your chin towards the left. Take one more nice deep breath here. Good job, and then just bring your head back and bring your body back to the center. So staying nice and square now, reaching our arm up, right arm to the sky. We're just going to open it like we're doing the backstroke. Open across that collarbone and the tightness of your upper chest. Take your hand to the floor and then just look off the point of the right leg. Sit nice and tall, one deep breath. Bring your arm all the way back. So hug it up by your ear, forward, and then one more time. We're going to hold it a little longer when we come into it this time. So again, don't think about this as much about twisting. It really isn't. We're really opening the front side of our body. Okay, depending on space, look over towards the right. And then if it feels okay for your neck, just keep twisting your neck to look over your shoulder. Deep breath. Try to relax all those muscles of your face and your jaw. When you're ready, bring your head back to the front and just square your body to the front. So opposite direction, stirring the torso. So I've spoken about this in past sessions, but sometimes you'll feel it, especially right now, just all the muscles and ligaments are just a little different than normal because of hormones. Sometimes you feel almost like a little strumming, whether it's going one direction or whether it's both directions over one hip. It could mean just a little bit of difference in the hip flexor or something like that. So as long as it's not painful, it's okay to feel those sort of movements or twinges. Some people don't feel them at all though. Okay, back to the center, sit up nice and tall. We're gonna take just the left leg out, how about that? Right foot is going to stay in. Hands are gonna touch the floor behind us. So just stay tented on your fingertips. You can walk your hands back a little bit, lift through the chest. So roll your shoulders down your back, lift from your heart space, eyes open or closed, it's totally up to you, but try to gauge this trajectory as if your heart is lifting to where the wall and the ceiling meet, okay? Try to breathe into the center of your chest. So push your heart forward in your chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, just relax your body. Good job. And walk your hands back in. Just stay sitting square here. Bring your left hand onto the top of your thigh. Few little movements, little windshield wipers to floss this hip. So it's just about rotating, and you can feel maybe the femur kind of rotate independently from the hip. Pull your toes back and then bring your toes forward as much as your range of motion will allow. And also notice, this is really good body awareness. Sometimes you sort of lose control of a muscle. Usually it's when you go back and you might have your hip rotator or your glute that sort of clenches up on you. See if you can really try to just relax your legs. Make that brain-body connection. Good job. And back to the center. Just switch sides here. So we're going to take left foot in, right foot out. Exact same thing. Taking our shoulders together behind us, opening up across our chest, our heart space. You can even breathe into your belly if it feels good to sort of push your belly forward here. Relax your face. Imagine like you're looking up into the sun. So that would be so nice right now on a beach. Center of the chest is reference for your breath. So as you're breathing, it's like you're pushing your heart forward in your chest. As you exhale, just relax your ribcage. One more deep breath. Really good job. Okay, walk your hands back in. Just sit upright here. We're just going to do that flossing on the opposite side. So right hand to the top of your thigh, and then just start to move your toes. See if you can get this leg moving. The SI joints that are on our back, they're sort of the dimples at our low back. You don't always have them visually, but you know where those spots are on either side of your spine. This is really good for that too. So sometimes if those are very tight, very locked up, then you'll have trouble sort of moving your leg like this. And it just takes a little practice to get those connections kind of working in your favor. Really good. Good mindfulness technique. Just go once more, forward and back. Good job. Okay, let's bring our legs behind or underneath us. So we're going to be kneeling. Now it's up to you. Tops of the feet are going to be into the floor, so we can try to open up the tightness of our ankles. And you might want to stay up high on your shins. If you are able to, you can sit right down onto your heels. You pick whichever feels best. You're going to bring your right hand onto your heart and your left hand onto your baby. Okay? Close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths to fill that space. So breathe into your hands. Deep breath in. And exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale. Fill up your whole body with your breath. Exhale. Good job. Okay, come forward. Give your feet a little shake out. And then now we're going to curl our toes under. So staying on the knees, just keeping your gaze down at your mat. Let's make sure our hands are spread nice and wide here. You're going to take a little bend in your elbows and then push all the way away from the floor like you're mad at it. Okay? Hollow your chest. So push into your shoulder blades and hug your baby into your body. Just gaze down at the mat. Try to be engaged through your muscles here for a moment. So just feel your strength. One steady breath. And then just relax your feet, relax your body. Little organic movement. So just sway your hips side to side. Try to let your belly just relax here. Good, and then back to table, so back to that neutral position, strong. So push away from the floor, hollow your belly by hugging your baby in. You'll feel that little tuck of your tailbone, okay? Curl your toes under here again. And then let's let our baby drop. So relax, lift your tailbone, start to walk your eyes forward. Try to hug your shoulder blades into your back. whatever range of motion you have here. And if it hurts your neck to look to the front, then just look down. While we're here for a couple more breaths, I want you to feel in your own body, just reference what's happening with the pelvis. So the sit bones are wide, glutes are relaxed. And then we're gonna do the total opposite. You're gonna start to hug your baby in. Come back to that neutral spine, tops of the feet to the floor. Look back towards your knees. So round through your upper back. You can push into the shoulders if you've got the space to do that. And another option is to come up onto your fingertips here or onto your knuckles. Okay, if you need a little break, got some water retention in your wrists, you can come up onto fists or tense. Take one more breath. Good job. And then relax down. Okay. We are going to make our way up to standing. Okay, and we're going to do our back stretches and our hamstring stretches either against a wall or a countertop, like I mentioned. So you might have your mat situated there. If not, you don't have to be on your mat for this. Once we're standing, we're going to take our feet nice and wide, so about hip distance or even wider than hip distance. Okay, lift and spread your toes. So take a second to really connect into the floor. Take your gaze forward, just relax your shoulders. Try to find that connection with this string attached to the top of the head. So all our energy drawn up and out the front of our head. Okay, and then we're going to take a little bend in our knees and just reach forward. So either hold on to what you've got in front of you. You could have your hands flat on a wall here for this too if you want to. And we're going to think about the glutes and the back sides of our legs. So just shift back, push back. Let your belly relax. You can take your gaze down. Try to open up the backs of your knees as much as you can. So your weight might be back in your heels. You might be able to lift your toes as I'm doing right now. Deep breaths into the back side of your legs. Take one more breath. Good job. Bring yourself all the way back up. Just take your time. So the reason we do this is because at a certain point in time, holding forward as a method of teaching in prenatal yoga is not really recommended. I have shared with you guys that I was like the worst prenatal student myself. I just did everything that my body still felt good doing, which included forward folding. But for the fact that we want to be safe, okay? We're gonna just do it as we're supposed to. So feet are gonna be wide again. We're gonna do it one more time, okay? Just slowly into it, start to sit back into your sit bones and then straighten your knees if you can. Second time through sometimes feels a little more easy, I guess. A little more ease in the movement. You can almost lock your knees here. So you don't want to go so far back that they're hyperextended, but really feeling that backside of the knee joint and really feeling the openness as we're into this. So the hamstring that gets so tight, especially for you guys right now, connects, we got to remember it connects into the glute, and it also connects down here into the back of the knees and then down into the calves. So this whole hamstring, we need to open the knees as much as we can so we get a really good stretch on the backs of our legs. Good job. Okay, come all the way back up. Take your time. Give your hips a little sway or your hips a little jiggle out, whatever you want to do. Now we're going to take the right foot forward and the left foot back. Okay, what we're leaning into, this is a calf stretch for the back leg. So we want our heel to be down. Your quad muscle is going to feel like it's quite active, and then you're going to reach forward and just push. Okay, push a little more into the heel. If you feel like this isn't enough, step back more. There we go. I'm probably somewhere like this. Okay, so back heel is pushing into the floor. Hold on to whatever you got and push away from it. Take one more breath. Awesome. Just lift your heel up. Bring yourself out of it. Give it a little shake, little lymphatic movement. And then we're going to do the opposite side. So your left foot forward, your right foot back, or whatever side you need to do. Okay, bend your front knee. Hold on to whatever you have in front of you at about chest height, and then push back into your heel. Oh, this side's a lot tighter for me. Sometimes you feel like you have two different bodies. More true for you than it is for me at the moment. Oh, take a couple of breaths. Okay, lift your heel and then go ahead and step forward. Awesome. Okay, one more thing against the wall, and we're going to move on back into our more traditional yoga class. So, hand is going to stay down. Now, sometimes people do this with their arm straight back or their hand up. You'll see chiropractors, people like that, prompt that type of an arm position, but we're going to keep our arm down. Okay, so your hand is going to go flat on, if you're at your countertop, put it like on the cupboard below, or if you're at a wall, put it on the bottom part of the wall. So we want this action with our hands, external rotation. Palm is facing forward and then wrapping around. So touch the wall, okay? Hand is pressing into the wall and then look over your opposite shoulder. Where we're trying to stretch and open are these tight muscles and connections, front of the shoulder and into the collarbones, okay? So try to relax your jaw. You can play with the position of your chin here. You might want to drop your chin, find a new little tight spot. Take one more breath. Good job. Good. Relax your shoulder, bring your hand forward. We're going to be turning around for this one, but we're just going to switch sides, okay? So take your hand to the wall. Shoulder blades hugging into your back. And then just start to look over the opposite shoulder. Really visualize that connection across the front of your shoulder and into your collarbone and into the side of your neck. It's where we get so much tension from. Take one more deep breath here. And then just relax out of that. Nice work. Step away from the wall. All right. So come back to your mat. You can stand forward or sideways. We want our feet nice and wide. So if you want them to stay on the mat, then you might want to stand on the wall edge. So just stand however is comfortable. For some of us, that's more natural turnout, meaning 1 and 11 with the toes. Or if you feel good having your feet forward, then that's great as well. We want to stay nice and balanced. We're going to think about lifting our rib cage, okay? So that divider, right where your belly's separated from your lungs. We want to lift the diaphragm and lift the rib cage up a little bit to give us some space to breathe, okay? We're going to do that by reaching the arms up. So reach your arms all the way up and then just hold on, make fists like this and lift up. Squeeze your arms into the side of your head. Take a deep breath, get as long as you can here. And then relax your arms down. Okay, reach behind your back. You're going to grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand, and you're going to pull towards the right. Okay, so we're pulling over to this side. Look over the right shoulder, drop your chin down. Little half rotation. So now we're looking over the left, drop your chin down. Looking over the right. It should be tighter over this direction. Drop your chin down again. And one more time, back and around. Good job. Release that roll your shoulders. Opposite. So you're gonna reach the right hand behind your back, grab a hold of your wrist with your left, and then pull to the left. We're gonna look over our left shoulder first. Okay, drop down, rotate around, to the right, back over, to the left. Good job, and relax down. Okay, so let's stay standing this direction. We're gonna turn our toes out more intentionally, taking some time to connect with our breath here a little bit and get some warmth in our legs and in our muscles. So hands are gonna come to the center of our chest. Toes are turned out just slightly. Try to feel like your sit bones are drawn together. It's that pie shape of our pelvis. So hip points are on the same path as the toes. We're gonna reach all the way up overhead with our inhale. And we're just gonna bend our knees with our exhale. You can do this as actively, as non-actively, as you want. As long as you're following your breath, you're staying connected to the body. So inhale, reach all the way up, stand tall. Exhale, squat down. Couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Exhale up one more time. Exhale down. Just pause. Take a breath. Push down through your feet. That's how we're going to stand up nice and tall. So turn your left toes to face the short edge of your mat, and your right toes are going to stay facing me or facing the long edge. Okay? Triangle pose. So reach your arms wide. Flip your palms up and then hug your shoulders into your back. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. You should feel open across the chest. Let's look forward. So in the direction of our front foot, look forward over the left hand, reach forward. Let your right hip move back as you reach forward as well. Okay, and then squeeze with your back hip. You're gonna pull your torso back in line. Just keep going. So reach forward. Pull your hip, stack your torso. Once more. Reach forward. Pull your hip under, stack your torso. Great job. Relax your arms down. Again, just roll your shoulders. We're going to bend our front knee just a little bit. So knee is going to be over top of the ankle. Whatever the distance of your feet, that's going to dictate how deep the knee bend is. Reach your arms out beside you. Drop your right hand down your back leg. Left arm's reaching straight up. Stretch this left side of your belly. You don't need to do a back bend here. You can if you want to, but just reach up through the fingertips. Try to directionally breathe. Deep breath into the left side. And bring your arms back to T beside you. And then straighten your front leg and turn your toes towards me. Awesome. Opposite side. So left toe is facing me. Right toe is facing short edge. Tee your arms up. And then flip your palms. Roll your shoulders together and back. Okay. Look over the right hand. So this time we're going to reach forward. Back hip's going to move away. And then we're going to squeeze with our hips to bring our torso back into a stack. Couple more times. Reach forward. Squeeze. Come back up. Last one here. Doing a great job. Reach forward. Squeeze. Come back up. Relax. Oh, tightness of the arms and the shoulders. We're doing a lot today, you've noticed, to stretch across the collarbones and the sides of our neck. So if you're feeling more tired than normal through your arms, totally normal. Those muscles are just like singing right now. So we're going to bend the front knee, okay? Just a little bend. Look forward over your hand and then reverse your warrior. So drop your left hand down, reach your right arm up. Breathe into the right side of your body as much as you can manage, as much as you can visualize. Fill up your belly with your inhale. Relax with your exhale. One more deep breath. Good job. Come back to that T position. Straighten your front knee and then turn your toes to me. Awesome. Let's just bring our feet nice and close together. Okay. I'm going to turn to the short edge of my mat because that's probably where you're going to face as well. Just walk towards the front of it. We're going to inhale, reach both arms all the way up. Exhale, hands are coming to heart center. Twice more, inhale, reach all the way up, stand nice and tall. Exhale, heart center. One more time, inhale, reach all the way up, stand nice and tall. Exhale, heart center, and as you come to heart center this time, let's see if we can come to a little tree pose. Bring your right foot to the inside of your left ankle. Gaze forward. Often when we're pregnant, center of gravity is like on point. We've got that belly that's keeping us nice and balanced. So if you're feeling good with your balance, try to think about lifting through the top of your head, that upward flow of energy we look for. Steadiness and calmness. One more breath. Good job. Just gently step down. It's a controlled descent if that's possible. And then give your body a little release. Okay, we're going to do the opposite side, coming in the exact same way. So stand tall, head to heart. Follow your breath as you move through. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Palms together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms together. Last one here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms together. Shift your weight. So stand on your opposite foot. Little baby tree pose. Find steadiness in our body. So tree pose symbolizes being a pillar of strength. So it's as much mental training as it is physical when we're trying to find that balance. It's like a little reward. You feel accomplished. You feel good when you stand in tree. See if you can lengthen through the top of your head a tiny bit more. Good job. And then a nice controlled descent. Awesome. Give your body a little shake out. We're going to make our way down onto our mats. Take your feet about mat width and turn your toes out. So we're lowering down through Malasana, which is our yogi squat. Okay. The idea here is to drop your tailbone straight down. And as you drop your tailbone down, we're opening up the knees as much as we can. So hands to the chest. Okay. Sometimes I take my arms out in front of me, and that is a better option if you want to make sure your balance is good. Okay. But whichever you prefer, we're going to drop straight down. Nice and slowly. Okay. Keep your tailbone drawing under. Fidget if you need to. We're coming into our Malasana. One more breath. Great job. Just take your hands to one side and then come down onto your knees. Toes are going to be curled under here. We're going to open up the bottoms of the feet as much as we can by sitting back on the heels. Just relax your upper body. You can hold onto your belly if you want to, or hands to wherever feels good. Take all your attention to that transverse arch. So that's widthways across the bottom of our foot. We want to really visualize that that space is getting wider. It's stretching. And then we're just going to come forward a little bit. Give your feet a shake, shake, shake. Awesome. And then let's sit down. So we're going to take both legs out, straddle sit. You can make this as easy or challenging as you need to in terms of distance between your feet. Okay. Any of you, a little tip here, since we're near a wall, any of you who are feeling very tight in these adductor muscles, so it's like from your knee up towards the groin, if you're feeling really tight in those spaces, you can do this gently against a wall. So just taking the inside edge of your feet to the wall and sitting for a while in this position, just breathing, letting those adductors and even the knees, the insides of your knees, letting those kind of relax a bit, okay? So because we're not folding all the way forward, we're just going to take our hands onto the tops of our legs and think about this as leaning forward. So keep your back nice and supported. Sort of drop your belly right here. Okay, you could even put like a pillow under your belly if this is something that feels like you need it. Again, those adductor muscles, the hips. If this feels like something you might want to do, you could prop yourself up. Take a few breaths. See if you can relax your shoulders. One more deep breath here. Good job. Come all the way back up. Sit nice and tall and bring your feet together. So butterfly position. Go farther out with your legs into more of a diamond shape and bring your feet apart. Just click your heels. If you're feeling again like this is not an option. We want to sit really tall. So just visualizing for a moment here and really feeling the sit bones underneath of ourselves. Try to sit like you're stacked up in what for you feels like perfect posture for today. And then let's see if we can bounce our knees. So a little bit of looseness through the hips. We want this to feel as bouncy or as effortless as possible. If it feels really tight and mechanical, then that's a good indication your hips or your low back are really locked up. So just bounce it out. Just release that. So I'm going to give you an option for stretching your glute. This typically, if we were to lay on our back, figure 4 is reaching through and threading the needle. And I remember that quickly disappearing as an option for me. The larger you get, the further along you get in your pregnancy. So I want you just to walk your hands back. So you're kind of leaning back here. Feet are bent, and if your heels only need to be on the ground, that's okay too. We're going to cross the right knee or right ankle over the left knee. Figure 4. Fidget here a little bit if you want to, just rock side to side. So the more you'll feel this, the more challenging it is as you bring your foot or your leg closer to your torso. Just go with what space you've got. Awesome. Uncross. If you need to sit up for a second, you can. Just open your knees again. And then we will do the other side. So walk your hands back, plant your feet if you're able to, cross your opposite ankle over your knee, figure 4. For a couple of moments. Lots of good sort of static stretches today, so good things that you can just hopefully reference back to. Feeling like you need a little stretch out. All right, uncross. So forgetting about our legs for a second, and you're welcome to sit up in a chair or sit however you want to, whatever feels comfortable for your lower body. Okay, we're going to close our eyes here, and I want you to turn your palms to face upwards. Now, there's a lot of different reasons or ways or theories behind palms up. I know palms up, touching your thumb to your finger. They all mean something different. They're all a different mudra. Okay, you don't have to do that. Palms facing up is mostly to relax your shoulders and your arms, okay? When our palms are down on our knees is when we sort of stress ourselves out, and we like grip and clench and we don't relax fully. So that is the primary reason we're turning our palms up, in case you were wondering. We're gonna just close our eyes. We're gonna take all of our focus, all of our attention to the hands, and I want you to really feel and notice the softness in the palms of your hands. Okay, let your arms be nice and heavy. Just notice that natural curl of your fingers. Visualization comes in handy, especially in labor, And this is one spot with our palms up and our hands relaxed that always feels nice and heavy, and you can really feel the release. So we're going to try to emulate that up our arms. See if you can mimic that softness through your forearms and try to track that path through the creases of your elbows up into your biceps. Arms should feel like they're just hanging heavy from your shoulders. And see if you can keep going with that. Just totally relax through the tops of your shoulders, those trap muscles, all the way up the sides of your neck. And then into wherever your tension pocket is. I call it a tension pocket because some people carry a lot of their stress in the temples or around their eyes. For others, myself included, it's in the jaw. So wherever on the side of your face is sort of your tension pocket, try to keep going from the neck up into those spaces. And then just give yourself a few moments here, a few breaths to see if you can relax through your face, through your third eye space. So that's the center of your forehead. All the way around the edges of your mouth as well. Just take one more breath. Good job. If you had your eyes closed, just go ahead and open your eyes. Okay, keep your palms facing upwards, tuck your chin to your chest. It's like a very dramatic, slow nod. Feel that pressure on the back of your neck and then lift your chin up. When you lift your chin up, relax your jaw. You can even have your mouth open. All the way down. Tuck your chin. And all the way up. Face to the ceiling. Good job. And your head back to the center. Excellent work. All right, give your shoulders a little roll. So we're going to come one more time back onto our hands and knees. Bringing our hands directly underneath of our shoulders. It doesn't matter which foot you start with here. Just take one leg back. Okay. Follow the foot to the floor and then just rock forward and back here. Leaning back into the heel. Again, bringing that attention and awareness back to the tightness on the backside of our leg. It's really interesting too that the fascia connection, so the connection through our whole body, our back line starts on the bottom of our foot and it runs up over our heel, our calf, our knee, our hamstring, our glute, the sides of our back, all the way up the back of your head to your eyebrows. So we really need to stretch and work on stretching the lower leg and the bottoms of the feet if you're feeling tension headaches, sore neck, strained eyes. Just switch sides. Little rocks. Let your belly relax. Good. Take your big toes together, knees wide. Okay, sit your bum back towards your heels. Now, depending on space, you can keep your hands to the floor. Okay, some of you might be able to drop your belly down between your legs here. So you might be able to come down even onto the forearms. If you feel too restricted here, like there's not enough space, you can lift your hips up so they're stacked over top of your knees. Let's take one more deep breath right into the shoulder blades. Stretch across your back. come back forward. Keeping your right knee down. Okay. Right hand is going to come underneath your nose, and then you're going to kick your heel back behind you. So we're coming into a side plank position. Open your body to the side of the room and just reach up to the ceiling. Roll back to the center, both knees to the floor, and now keep your left one down, left hand under your nose. Okay. Kickstand your leg behind you, open up, side plank. Got once more on each side. Back down. A little smoother through the transition this time. Just go ahead, open up as you can. Got last one. Back through the center. Kickstand. Open up side plank. Gate pose, it's called also in yoga. Good job. And come back down. Nice work. Okay, so we are going to get set up on our side, whichever side you want to. Little mermaid sit and then come down. So remember when we're doing these side stretches, you can be propped up on your forearm. I prefer to be all the way down on the ground, but it's totally up to you. You could also do this one with the head in the hand. So we're sort of in the fetal position naturally. We want to kind of walk our knees down a little bit so that we're a little straighter on the front side of our body. Okay, you might need to take a little of the bend out of your bottom leg especially to feel comfortable there. So we are going to work with our top leg. I want you to lift it up to wherever you need to grab a hold of your ankle or a hold of your knee or your shin, okay? And then pull your heel towards your bum. Now start to push your knee down and away, quad stretch. The other thing too here, when our hip is lifted, our knees up here, it's easier. So try to drop your thighs towards each other. The flatter you get on the front side of your body, from the hip down, obviously for you, the more you'll feel this stretch, okay? Quad stretch. Awesome. And then just release. Give your leg a little flutter kick. Now we're going to plant this foot. So another figure 4. We're bringing our top leg forward. This time take your hand to your thigh and just gently press. We're trying our best to have our foot down here and our knee stacked on top of it if you're looking for a reference. You should feel this. Sometimes you feel it in the front of your leg, but it sort of wraps around here. Tightness right in those connections in your hip. Okay, one more here today. So we're just sliding. What's happening, bottom knee is lifting up and we're like stacking our knees like we're in a chair. Okay, it's like thigh stacked on top of thigh. See if you can drop your knees. Again, I understand everybody's different and depending on how you're carrying, you might not have the space down here to do it. It's okay. Don't push it if it doesn't feel right. Okay, uncross. All right, we're gonna make our way to the other side. You can either just roll yourself over. I'm gonna come up and over so that I'm not facing away from you. Gently lay yourself on your side. Oh. Okay, so get those knees down a little bit, especially that bottom leg. Oh, I have a pointy hip today. Sometimes some things just don't feel comfortable, okay? So we're gonna lift up, try to get a hold of your ankle or your knee or whatever you gotta do to hold on here. Pull your heel towards your bum and then push your knee down. So lengthen the thigh, the quad. See if you can drop your knee a little bit as well. A couple more breaths. Good job. And then just release that. Give it a little shake. All right, figure 4. So bend your knees, see if you can get that right foot in front. Hand to the inner thigh. Just encourage openness as best as you can. Like very tight. Right in this little spot. Sometimes it would be so nice in a yoga class as if somebody was like massaging at the same time. Okay, one more breath. Good job. Okay, so see if you can lift up your bottom knee and stack your thighs a little bit. So essentially this top leg is kind of hooked underneath the bottom. And then drop your hips, drop your knees. Ignore me if this is not something you can do. Good job. Okay, uncross. Bring yourself all the way back up. Whoa. All right, a couple more minutes here today. We are going to sit with our legs crossed. Again, right ankle forward or right ankle on top, whatever you prefer, okay? Bring your left hand to the back of your head. Elbow is lifting up. You can slide your hand down more between your shoulder blades if that feels okay. And then we're reaching up and over. So grab a hold of your elbow. Just keep your gaze forward and down. You don't want to have tension in your neck here. Both the right hand, left shoulder, opposite side. So right hand's going to reach up, touch the back of your head, maybe down lower if you're able to, and then reach your left arm up for a little hook. Focus on your breath. Last couple minutes of class, so really focusing on getting all that oxygen through our body while we can. Good job. And release and hook. Okay, switch across. So left ankle forward or left ankle on the top. Left arm is going to come across your body and then hook your right at your elbow. So we want to keep this shoulder dropped into the cradle. So we don't, in other words, want to hug our shoulder up towards our ear, okay? So try to keep it dropped down. That's where this arm just acts as a lever. You can hug it in, squeeze it in. Rotator cuff is what we're getting to here. Again, breathe. So let's see how we do with eagle arms today. We're going to wrap forward, come forward and around. You might get to where your backs and the hands are towards each other, or you might wrap all the way into eagle. Lift your elbows up, close your eyes. One deep breath into that space right between your shoulder blades. Good job. Relax your elbows down. Relax your shoulders. Okay, opposite. So right arm across, keep your shoulder dropped into the cradle as best as you can. Left arm hugging in. Spin it around. So if you can find eagle arms on this side. Again, lift the elbows. Breathe into that space underneath your armpits and all the way around the upper back. One more deep breath. Relax. Down. Okay, I want you just to take your right hand down beside you. So I go behind because it feels more comfortable to sort of lean back. You could go off to the side as well. But right hand is down and supporting us and left arm is forward. I want you to imagine with this arm like you're running through a finish line. So pull your left arm back as far back as you can. And you can even look over towards the right to get a little deeper there. Play with the position of your back hand. So just lift it up like you're waving high a little bit. Up and down. Take one deep breath. Good job. Bring that back to the front. Relax it down. Last stretch here today. So we're going to take our hand to the back, left hand back. Just lean back so you're comfy. Reach your right arm forward. Pull back. So imagine you're running through a finish line. You're pressing your chest forward and your arms are flailing back behind. You can turn your gaze to the left if that makes this a little deeper. Up and down with your hand. A little active stretching. Great job. And then bring everything back to the center. Nice work. So the last couple moments here, we're just going to do a little mindfulness practice. Sit however you feel most comfortable and most able to focus on your posture and just really connect with the center of your body. So you want to have lots of space. Okay, bring your hands to your abdomen or to your belly, to your baby. You can scoop them down underneath if that feels more comfortable for you. Close your eyes. We're going to practice that belly breath. So in our belly breath, we're pushing our diaphragm down. So we're breathing so deeply down into the bottom of our lungs that it's causing our belly to move forward. And then with our exhale, come back, okay? So breathe into your hands, deep breaths in. And out. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Relax your face. Last one, deep breath in. And out. Bring your hands forward. Touch your palms together, okay? We're going to keep our palms together. Inhale, reach up. And exhale as you come down. Imagine you're like pushing something underwater. So keep pushing down past 90 with your wrists if you can. Just where you get into that wrist joint. I've spoken of it in past weeks. We hold so much water retention when we're pregnant. And even if we eat super healthy, drink a lot, we just have more fluid in our body. So sometimes little tight spots like this, they just need a little flushing. That's where movement is so helpful. Just keep everything circulating, right? So just keep pushing down, but start to let your hands peel apart. Little stretch through your fingers and then roll your wrists. Good job today. So we're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to sit up nice and tall here. Stack your body up to where you feel like you're sitting, head over top of heart, heart over top of hips. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then we're going to close today's session, bringing our thumbs to forehead, kind thoughts, to mouth, kind words, to chest, most importantly, kind hearts. Namaste, mamas. I hope that you have an awesome weekend. Enjoy the nice warm weather. And I'll see you next week. We got one more session. Have an awesome day.